The bulk import feature is a premium exclusive which allows you to invite many members to your community with one click. To get to the bulk import feature, first open up a community tab. After that, click on members in the community menu. And finally, click on add members. From here, you can choose to split off to parent or teacher. Once you get inside, choose bulk import. Based on whatever you chose, you'll probably be seeing one of the images below. On the left, you'll see what you'll see for teachers. On the right, this is what you'll see for parents. You can deselect things you won't be importing today by clicking on the checks. If you don't have any classes and members, and you have a clean slate, you can keep on watching. But if you already have classes and members, and you're planning to import more, then you can skip to the timestamp below. Alright, if you're starting out fresh with no classes and members, you're in the right place. First, you're going to click on Provide Your Own Unique ID and download the bulk import spreadsheet. First, we're going to go over the teacher doc. The teacher Excel doc itself is pretty explanatory. Fill in the teacher's name, email, class name, and if you have your own SIS ID system, fill that in. Otherwise, fill one unique number per class. Think of the ID as what defines the class. No same class should have the same ID unless there's a special case. So I'm going to fill this in real quick. Alright, after you're done filling that out, I'm going to talk to you about special cases. For example, if you have a special case where you have two teachers teaching exactly the same class at the same time, that's when you give both of them the same ID. The student doc is a bit longer than the teacher one. For this one, you have to fill in the student's name, student ID, grade, parent 1 and parent 2's phone, name, and email, and the class name and the class ID. If your school doesn't have an SIS system for IDs and classes, create a unique number for each student. This number will be the name of the class/student in our system, so double check this. I would do it in chronological order so it's easier for you. Alright, so I'll just fill out the rest of this document with some sample data. Now I wanted to talk to you about some special cases. If a child has more than 2 guardians, create a new row and only fill out one of them. For example, Mikey only has 3 guardians. And in the second row, we only filled out 1 column because there's 3 parents. If there's 4, you fill out 2 more columns. If there's more than 4, you have to create a new row and so on. Only 2 parents can be in 1 row. If a child only has 1 guardian, fill out only one of the parent sections. The other parent sections should be left blank. If you only receive an email/phone number from a parent, leave the other one blank. For example, if I got an email, I would leave the phone number blank because I didn't get it. You wouldn't type up a random phone number. But if you didn't get both of them, then we can't deal with that. So we gotta go contact them and make sure you got both of them. If a child has more than 1 class, which most likely they are, you're gonna have to copy and paste the same child's information to another row. But this time, you're gonna change the class name and the class SIS ID, or your own unique ID. Make sure they're different, otherwise it'll be the same class over again. Remember to make sure your class IDs are the same IDs you use for your teachers. After you're done entering all your information, you're going to want to save the file as a CSV file. Bloom's only accepts CSV files right now, so make sure you save it as a CSV file. After you save it, go back to the Bloom's website and upload it to the website. If we have any errors, we'll tell you. Watch out for the confirmation email from Bloom's. With the info you provided in the CSV file, Bloom's will take care of the creation of the classes and adding the respective teachers, parents, and students to them. Hopefully this helped, and good luck with your bulk importing. Alright, if you already have classes and members of part of your community, you're in the right place. You're going to have to download both Generated by Blooms and Bulk Import Spreadsheet. First, we're going to go over the teacher doc. The teacher Excel doc itself is pretty explanatory. Fill in the teacher's name, email, class name, and class ID. But for class ID, you're going to want to open the other doc that we got and copy and paste that information back into this document. I'm going to fill this in real quick. Once you're done filling it in, make sure you have everything set. The student doc is a bit longer than the teacher one. For this one, you have to fill in the student name, student ID, grade, parent 1 and parent 2's email, phone, and name. And finally, the class name and the class ID. But for the class ID, you remember, we got the other ones from the new doc. So you want to copy and paste that same ID back into this doc. Make sure that this class ID is the same ID you have for the teacher's doc. If your school doesn't have an SIS system for IDs, create a unique number for each student. The number will be the name of the student in our system, so double check it and make sure it's unique for each student. I'm going to fill this out real quick so you get some sample data. After you're done filling that out, I wanted to talk to you about some special cases. If a child has more than 2 guardians, create a new row with exactly the same information, but in the new row, only fill out 1 parent, or 2. For this case, Mikey has 3 guardians, so he only filled out 1 of them. But for the second one, it would be blank. If you had more parents, for example, 4 guardians, you would only fill out 2. If you have 5, new row, and so on. If the child only has 1 guardian, fill out only 1 of the parent section and leave the other one blank. If you only receive a phone number and / email, leave the other one blank. If neither are given, we can't process the info. So please make sure you get one of the 2. If a child is in more than 1 class, copy and paste that child into another row, but change the class ID accordingly. Once you're done with that information, make sure to save as that document as a CSV file. Blooms only accepts CSV files currently right now, so make sure you do that. After that, upload it to the Blooms website, and if you have any errors, Blooms will tell you that you do. Watch out for the confirmation email from Blooms. With the info you provided in the CSV file, Blooms will take care of the creation of the classes and adding the respective teachers, parents, and students to them. Hopefully this helped, and good luck with your bulk importing.